Big Country.
What's
Oh,
good with you?
all right. And we got an episode for you today. So I understand the football game on, so likelihood of you watching this is probably minimal, but that's fine. We gonna be here when you get here because that's what we do. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
I ain't got no classic do rag on today. Well, I got the classic on today, just the regular old, everyday do rag situation.
Mhm. You got the Dipset
Dipset.
do
You know what I'm saying? I feel like Jules Santana. Santana. Uh. So for shooting the breeze today, understand that we had some technical difficulties as to why we're a little late today, and it's more so because we still trying to figure this out with y'all. So once we get it worked out to perfection, we're gonna play it that way. But for right now, just got a little. This is what shooting the breeze is. I want to direct your attention to right. Just look right there for 1 second.
right?
Is it? Oh, I need to go in there and hit a refresh on it. Can I? What? Now I want to trip again. See, we get here, it start acting up. It just don't want to do right for the truth. But it's gonna do right today. I'm gonna get this. There we go. Boom. YouTube. Bow. So, like I said, right there. Tiki tiki. All right, we're gonna go ahead and play. The audio gonna be coming live and direct from my iPad. All right, but this is the gentleman. This is the
This is that crazy talk right here.
yeah.
I do cheat a lot. I can't help it. It's something you do to protect the people you care about. If you don't give a fuck, you would just go sleep with whoever. If you cheat, that's showing that you're taking the steps to protect other people's feelings. I've never been caught. I developed these habits. I would go to the bathroom to take a shower every day when I got home. I didn't really want to take multiple showers in a day, but I know that if I was coming home from cheating, that it was going to be a necessity. I didn't need to look out of the ordinary. I'd always have a friend, and they will help to stretch out my lies. We'll take even some pictures together that might not be on that day, and I'll save these pictures, and I'll even post them to maybe a Snapchat. I'll block everybody from the story but her, so she has like this personalized story. I've done some things that have thrown her off. I saved my sister's name on my phone as Beautiful Girl because I knew it would attract her to go through it. And my sister told me about, your girl called me, and so it worked out. So I was able to confront her and say, why would you go through my phone? She said, why you have her in there as Beautiful Girl? I said, that's just a nickname I've had for her whole life.
Yes.
And see that right there, like I always was that type of dude that was like, I didn't understand why women complain about trash dudes because I was like, dudes, there's a couple of trash dudes, but it's not that many.
Just can't be.
It can't be that many trash dudes. But listening to this fool right here, I'm like, man, you went through all this elaborate stuff just to cheat.
Like to work that hard?
You could have just been single. This nigga, I'm trying to stop saying the N word, but this fool right here decided, hey, I'm going to save my sister's name as Beautiful Girl, so whenever my sister calls, it'll be Beautiful Girl pops up, so it would throw my girl off the
trail.
I'm like, bro, you gotta do all that.
You thought about this to come home and take a shower multiple times during the day,
just to make sure, so she won't get the feeling because a lot of people. I'm sorry, I don't believe in women's intuition or men intuition.
It's just no such thing.
I don't.
You just people have been over time. We've come to understand patterns.
Yes.
We seek patterns. You seek patterns in numbers. If you're playing the lotto and you got your special mix, that's really a pattern. Now, don't get me wrong, my mix can't be a pattern. I think I really, see these numbers. One day I'm going to win the lotto,
Yeah. Well, I do the quick pick, so I don't have a pattern.
Okay.
But
still,
the whole
that's the intuition.
idea is, for the most part, when you've been with somebody long enough, you could tell certain patterns about them.
You know when it's off.
And when it gets thrown off, all of a sudden it's like Spidey sense comes up.
Hey, you saw that? Yeah, I saw that.
The reason he's taking these showers to multiple times a day is to throw off the pattern. So if he ever comes in and just takes a shower, then she's not going.
It's just him.
Yeah, I just do that. But I'm like, bro, for you to have to do all this work, just be single.
But they ain't even get to see the elongated version. I didn't want to have him take up too much of his time. You know what I'm saying? Time is precious. He goes he feels like he's ordained by God to do this.
Yes, but man,
I punished him for my benefit.
That was, said the same thing. Oh, I believe God put me here for women. I'm like, bro, don't get me wrong. I'm arrogant. I know I'm arrogant. But for you to do all that,
you should feel like you literally have been chosen by a higher power to do this, and did not to do good by it, but to screw them over.
And then, like, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna tell a lot of dudes, if you out here wilding out like that, you don't need to be in a relationship. You
Just
definitely don't need to be married.
You don't need. It's not mandatory that you go and be with somebody. It's really not. Like,
because dudes like this are really what's giving other dudes a bad name.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well, you planned on doing that from the very start. No, that's that trash dude.
It's dudes like that make sure that that's the reason why it's more players on the other team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not many people on the team that we on. They're not in the married world. You know what I'm saying? Because the women, you got, just to deal with the woman, you got to go through all the pain and the trauma and all that she felt dealing with that dude.
Like for you to do all that, and now you done damage the woman for the next dude.
Yeah, she done.
Like
whoever that woman is, she's done.
Because
she don't trust
all of a sudden, she's always going to be waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Guaranteed.
And it's like, oh, well, this dude right here, he went through all this other kind of stuff to make sure that I didn't find out about it. Then all of a sudden, bang, the shoe drops. So now with every man coming up,
he went so far as to say, you know, I might take the pretty girl, the girl I'm cheating to the theme park and stuff, and get on the rides, because the other one, she can't get on them. But you know, the beautiful girl, her credit might be messed up. So you know,
and the girl that can't go to the theme park and the rides and everything, her credit that's all she could do.
That's all she could do. That's her benefit to a man. Like, gosh, but I mean, I'm playing devil's advocate here, John. Just devil's advocate. What's the difference between, you know, being thirsty and you know, just choosing?
Well, I mean, the difference between being thirsty and just choosing.
For women, not for men, for women. You said this multiple times. Go ahead and just tell your truth.
Man, my whole
Faison Love pull up on a female and be like, I think you cute. After Morris Chestnut pulled up on a chick and said, I think you cute. Who was thirsty and who, you know.
But that's the whole thing. We all know when you talk about thirstiness, for the most part, there are a couple people that actually is like, no matter what, they would consider them thirsty. But for the most part, it's all on your attraction. If you're very attracted to them, man, he's just into me or she's just into me. Right. Man, they just think I'm just all that. Oh, I'm probably blushing, even though, you know, they say black people can't blush, but they can.
I blush all the time. I'm blushing right now.
But if it's somebody that you're like, I don't want them, they ain't attractive, they don't look good to me or something like that, I promise you gonna call them thirsty.
That's what it is. If they want interested. You thirsty.
But
you just want to drink.
Like, I was cracking up because one of the my wife just came back from Vegas, and one of her friends was hit on by the driver. And I'm like, okay, so what happened? She was like, no. I'm like, you in Vegas? Oh, what was the issue? He was kind of thirsty. I'm like, oh, you didn't think he was attractive? No. See, you're proving my point right here.
You just asked that quick, but it's the way you slid it in there that made it work. Because that you've been like, oh, so what? I mean, what, you know, what made him thirsty? She ain't gonna be like, oh, he was just trying to talk to me. She, you know, she gonna wiggle her way out of that situation. But you asked her the right question. So what? You think he ugly? Yeah. easy. Had that tractor been,
Yeah.
had the driver been somebody that she was infatuated with, even in the slightest.
And I'm like, it's Vegas. I'm like, for the most part, especially if you're not married, that old saying, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Because it do.
Yes. And we ain't going to act like
But,
people don't
but wait. We can't say what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas with this guy. Because this guy, clearly what happens up the street from the house at your local theme park is, what happens.
All I know, he was stupid.
Was he stupid?
Yes, he was
You
stupid.
said he was stupid.
Okay. First way, he was stupid. And
Okay.
I'm just saying this. First of all, the main rule he broke, why would you tell people about your game plan? That's like, if I have a surefire game plan of how I make my money,
Right.
I'm not about to tell everybody exactly how I'm going to make my money. If I have a surefire way of how I pull women, why would I
So
tell
you
people?
saying keep KFC 11 herbs and spices a secret?
Yes, because once you tell people about it, how many people going, well, make your own recipe, and then for him,
Well, he did do the comeback.
He had comeback. Oh, she won't take me back or nothing like that because she saw the video. She see your game. You shown her all your magic tricks. You threw everything up in the air. Was like, hey, I told you everything.
I told you, but now he could be like, at least I was honest with you. I was honest with you.
First of all, let's be honest. Who cares that much about honesty?
Somebody do.
No. We ain't gonna if the result is still us not being together, you didn't care that much.
True.
Like, I hate when people be talking about honesty. Oh, honesty's always the best way to go. If I don't get that's like if you doing some jacked up stuff and messed up stuff, but I was honest about it. Well, you still gonna get these same results, whether you were honest or I caught you.
And
why would the person be honest?
Look,
it's the right thing to do.
Look, all I'm saying is, just off the bat, look, he plays the game the way he plays the game. Now, just because he gave certain people the game shark, don't mean nothing. Not everybody we stumbled across it. It blew up now. In his mind at the time, he was probably like, man, this ain't gonna. Nobody cares that I'm cheating. Think about all the women out there who cheating on their man right now. You think the men care? All the men who cheat on their, do you think these people care? Nobody cares, bro.
No, they care. The thing is that he displayed this on
He's just
somewhere.
so bold. That's what you hate. You hate he's so bold.
Somewhere where everybody could see it. He put it on World Star or whoever videotaped it.
He trusted somebody. See, that's the thing. When he was doing what he was doing, taking his multiple showers, only taking, the girl to certain locations or whatever it may have been. When it was all on him, I guarantee you, had he been holding his own camera, we would have never saw that.
Of course.
So he failed.
Why he even said something.
He failed like so many others do because he had trust. You playing a dirty game, okay? Stop it. You can't go
look
and
at
do
it like
anything
this. Let's be honest right here. If everybody had a way, if let's say I figure out a surefire way to make $1 million.
Yeah.
And I told you about it and you made $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, I put it out there. What's to stop everybody else? Hey, I can make $1 million.
But my question would be, why would you want to stop everybody from making $1 million? If your method was so powerful,
because
and so
if
impactful,
everybody's making $1 million, then what's gonna happen to the economy? Everything's gonna go up. Like everybody that sees it can make $1 million. Everything's
you gotta
gonna
go by
up.
the mind of the man. Look, your mind is capable of generating a thought that would yield you $1 million.
Yeah.
So all I would have to do is be like, hey, this next plan you come up with, you can fed the people, dog. We did that. Really, you did that because you had the plan first. I would give my props. I got $1 million. I ain't finna.
Yeah.
Hey, come up with that second plan. How we gonna turn this to $2 million while everybody else got $1 million?
First of all, if you got $1 million, if you even have mediocre intelligence, you should be able to flip your money. If you can't,
my
flip
intelligence
your money,
would
wrong.
tell me to go back to the source. If I was thirsty near a river, what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go back to the river.
So what?
So at that point, Jeremy was the river. I'm coming back to Jeremy. Because he got the water, he got the knowledge. I'm finna go right over there, buddy. I'm trying to flip
but
this.
It take
game
money to make
today.
money out here. But let's get back into
Yeah, we
this
get
dude.
back. This dude, I just hate what he did. He makes it so hard for quality guys. Like, it's hard it's hard to go and do it and just be a genuine good dude out here with other guys out here playing the game that raw. Just
like this is 2021. With 2021, from all the people I hear women say so many times, it's hard out here trying to find a man. I'm like, really? Is that hard?
I believe them now.
Good guys out here. But then when I see dudes like this, I'm like,
maybe they right. But at the same time, how many videos have we seen? Like the one where the Kevin Samuels lady, she was talking about, no, if you put me at a certain level in life, you got to maintain that until I find a way to maintain it for myself. You don't remember her?
Yeah, I remember her. What she talking about? Oh, she ain't talking to the dude no more, but
he still got to pay for the car. He still got to
her standard of living and everything. That's stupid too.
Right.
But either way it go, that's the main reason why people are skeptical about who they want to be with, and like everybody want to be a side chick or a side dude or whatever.
Everybody wants to, like, you know who I blame for this? I blame coupons. I blame buy one get one free coupons, because everybody out here looking for the deal, bro. Nobody
wants the deal.
Everybody looking for the deal, and for some odd reason we switched that and placed that onto life. Like, you looking for the deal also in your relationship. I don't want to sacrifice too much. You want to give the minimum in every aspect of your life. You shouldn't want to get the minimum with, whoever you with.
Like, one of the things that I think that we messed up on this is because nobody wants to put that 100% in. You know, they always say 50-50, but then they like 100. But one of the main things is so many people are like, hey, well, if I could give less but still get the same amount,
then I'm going to do that.
Then I'm going to do it. And dudes will start doing it. Then women will start doing it.
Everybody jumping in.
And everybody's like, oh, well, how much can I get for the littlest amount? Instead of just being like, hey, if I'm going to be single and play the game, cool. We all play in the game.
And play the game.
But that's the issue. People say they don't want to play the game.
No.
They do want to play the game.
What they want to do is, I want to play the game. It's like your little brother. You know what I'm saying? When y'all had this situation with the video game system.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I'm beating the game right now, but you want to play. In reality, if you had it your way, you would play the game and never have to pass the stick. Yeah. So you want to be the only person in the game. You want to be the only person making all the moves, controlling all the players, and doing all that. And anybody else, you want to say, no, you can't play. But you want.
Now, I'm gonna say it like this. This may be a little for a lot of dudes. They're gonna be like, nah, man, you kind of soft on that one. But I think the main reason is because dudes were trying to play the game so much that women just were like, man, I don't want to lose at the game, so I'm gonna hop in the game too. Yeah. Now everybody going back and forth about the game. Because for most dudes, if you're not first, you're last. That's how dudes feel.
At a certain time, at a certain point. But I feel like, okay, a major issue with the game Mario, bro, is when if you Luigi and you get the Princess Peach first, she still say thank you, Mario. Like, real life, she still say thank you, Mario, bro. And I always was like, because I was the second player. Bug, my brother, he was always Mario and I was always Luigi. But it did most time. I'm gonna get there first. I'm a real Mario guy. And then she had the audacity to say thank you, Mario.
Man,
and make you play the game different.
Yeah, because
now I gotta get the stick.
The rules of the game. It's like, if you played the game correctly, everybody be cool.
Everybody happy.
But the thing is, some people is like, I'm trying to get the best outcome from this game, but get the less
I don't want to give you nothing. I just want. I want it all. It just.
It's
I just
a
feel
cold
like it's
world out here.
like relationships, compromise and sacrifice. A lot of people don't want to compromise, and not anybody I know really want to sacrifice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's
a sacrifice ain't something you could just give up easy.
right.
A sacrifice is something that truly is like, okay, man, my actual time, I have to sacrifice certain time. My money, especially if you don't want to give up your money. If you got a lot of money, it's not a sacrifice to give up some money.
It's not.
Like,
But okay, so I know I put when should women pay half on here, but I want to switch mine
okay,
based on the conversation we having currently. Look, so do you feel like love is like a feeling that you can't you can't do anything about, or do you have control? Is love is it a choice, or is it something that just falls on you? You can't help it. Like, are you victim? Like, do you believe in soulmates, or do you believe in good choices?
well,
In relationships.
I'm kind of on the fence on it, because what I mean by, if I put anyone in the opportunity enough time, you're going to develop a bond. If I put the reason that we don't develop certain bonds is because I don't want you there, so I have options to move around. But if you're the only option right here,
Right.
so that's, I think, how we truly start developing love and certain things like that. Like, for example, you my brother. I love you as a brother.
Right.
I'm always gonna be down for you. But the reason I say I'm down for you, we've went through a lot of stuff together. You've been there through my ups, my downs, and
Right.
things like that.
Vice
I could
versa.
have had other people there for my ups and downs and all that kind of stuff. But it was like, bro, you ain't in my circle. You're not the type of person I would just share certain stuff
But
with.
this how I feel. I mean, to a degree, I agree, but I also go to it's a choice. Cause I could have easily been saw you down bad and just walked off. You could have saw me down bad. Like when I called you when my tire popped off on the highway, you could have easily been like, bro, it's 11:30,
Yeah.
and hung up, and I would have been like, dang, But it's a choice. You said no. He called me. Let me get up. You know what I'm saying?
But the main reason for that is, truth be told, at some point in time, is like, if you don't ever do for me, why in the world would I do for you?
But what I was saying that to this point, I believe love on any level is a choice. It's not something that just haphazardly happens. It's a choice. It's a series of choices that get made by a person or the people in the group to where I can count on you, and that count on you turns to I can really count on you, and then, you know what I'm saying? Then it's like, no matter what, that person, I got them. If I ain't got nobody else here, I got them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Outside your kids, that's different. But for the most part,
Like, I don't believe it's a magical thing that just happens. I don't believe love is worked that way. Because if your parents treated you like trash or did you wrong and things like that, it's like, I've heard people say, man, forget them, screw them.
Yeah.
I really don't care.
I'm not here for that.
Like, I've heard kids say that, and I'm like, ouch. Like, as a kid, you say that about your parent, I'm like, that
but
really hurts.
if they don't put in that time, if they're not willing to do that sacrifice, they're not willing for that compromise, then what? It's like, at a certain point, I don't feel like they living on a coupon lifestyle. They're not trying to buy one get one free. They're just trying to get what they paid for.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I didn't come in here because I was just trying to be here. Y'all went laid down, had me, so at least take on the responsibility. At least send me to 18. Give me, or at least give me to where I can declare, myself an adult, and I'll take care of myself. That's it.
Yeah. Emancipate. So, and one of the things, like when it comes to relationships,
right?
Like, for example, with me and my wife, when I first met her, I'm over there just cracking jokes because I'm like, oh, she was down, all that kind of stuff. And I hate to see people just upset. So I asked her for her number and all that kind of stuff. She was like, oh, well, I kind of got a boyfriend and all that kind of stuff. So I was like, oh.
Did she throw the kinda in there at the time of the conversation, or is that just your jargon, your vernacular, spilling over into it?
No, Okay, so what happened was
Okay.
her and her boyfriend were about to break up, and
So kind of okay. It's
so
complicated.
yeah, it was like they were on the outs about the breakup and everything, and I asked her for a number and all that stuff, so I gave her my number. But I was like, well, you know what? I threw it up in there because I'm like, oh, you got a man. I mean, I hear a lot of people go back and forth and with their man. Oh, we out right now, but we okay.
Yeah, we'll be good.
5 minutes.
Yeah.
So I was like, it's whatever. And if she wouldn't have made the choice to call my phone, we would never be married to this day. She actually made that choice, and I had to make the choice to talk to her
Pick it up and talk.
Because my main thing is, if you deny me at any point in time, I'll never be with you. I'm a nigga. I gotta say it like this. If you denied me, yes, I'm gonna sleep with you just to be like, I got you.
I told you I could do it.
I knew I could get it, but I'll never be with you. And there's a couple of people, and we ain't gonna go into too much detail.
Keep your past and your
Yeah, but
you're
I'm
married
just
man
saying,
now.
it
Done with
happens. It's a choice you make, and when you make those choices, you live with those decisions.
Right. That's how I feel. I just feel like I'm not one of those love at first sights unless you choose to say I love you at first. But if you chose to say I love this person at first sight,
you're lying.
I can't
There's
say.
no such thing as love at first sight.
Love is a choice. That's what I'm saying. If I chose, like, if you see a puppy, you know what I'm saying, you could be. It's not lust for the puppy. No. I'm gonna love. You made a choice. I'm gonna love this puppy
the same way. It's more like, oh my gosh, I'm cute. Look at it. Now, if it's an ugly puppy, you ain't gonna say the same thing.
Unless you're an animal lover. You made a decision in your life to be an animal lover.
Oh, am I really gonna take this puppy home?
Pete, for those people who say I love my job, it's kind of hard because you saying, at the end of the day. The word job,
they had to show me.
The word job just sounds ugly. You know what I'm saying?
No. Because look at it like this. Some people have great jobs. Man versus food. How many people here would love to have that job?
But if you ask him, because at certain points he got to do some stuff. When he had to eat the extremely spicy foods, and that's a hard day at work. No matter who you is.
I would try it. I ain't gonna lie. Because when he ate them ghost chili peppers and stuff, I was like, yeah,
Just think about the flaming anus that came after that. Just think about how his toilet felt. You think his toilet love his job? No. No, his toilet hate his job.
I mean, I just look at when it comes to love, it's the effort and the work you put into it that brings that love. But there's certain people, it's like, no, I don't want you to love me.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the choice you make. Because, okay, I know there are more women in this world than men. But statistically, it says 40% of the men are knocking up 100% of the women.
Right.
So, obviously, there's 60% of men that
who
women
ain't getting
chose. Like,
because you didn't make you chose who you chose, and you said it was love at first sight. But how can so many women how can I be so many women's soulmate? Like, I can't be 3 women's soulmate unless I live in,
the thing is
live that lifestyle.
I think for the most part, what we do, men and women, we look at something, we see how attractive it is, and then we start saying, okay, what other things do we have? What other things that I really can get down where I could really feel that I can see that.
I can see that. I can see that working.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Because I'm never the dude that women be like, man, I just want him to hit it and quit it real quick. I'm always that dude that women are like, man, I could see a future with this.
Yeah,
like,
I was always a future guy. Well, then, no, I can't say that. I was not always the future guy. Sometimes I've actually been the guy that's just like, don't get me wrong, I could re-up on it, but it's like, no, I just wanted to be somebody who was with that guy, and I could tell it usually was, they was talking to their homegirl. Their homegirl was like, "Oh, so who do you like and who would you want to be with?" And then my name will pop up in a situation, and then now they it's silent. They don't say it.
But I think that's only because I didn't have a six pack. Yeah, back in your early 20s, a six pack, you could be ugly. And I ain't saying you ugly. I'm but I'm just saying.
PGC for life. You know what I'm saying?
A six pack could get you what you wanted from women back in the day. And 18, 19, 20, even before then. But since I'm older than 20, I'm older than 18. We ain't talking about before 18.
Omit that age range.
That don't count. But from the age of 18 to about 27, 28,
really?
somewhere around
bro,
there.
If you got a six pack at 40 and 50 and you still...
You could get chose, but I think a woman looking for a little more
but
than
unless you one of these sugar daddies and going to hollering at your 20-year-olds. If you 33 still hollering and your girlfriend 23, then technically she still wants you to have a six pack.
Yeah, I mean that's true.
And she could still be somebody who's just like, I'm just with you for a time. You can, at that point, you the guy with the six pack who can take me on nice trips.
Yeah.
So she might keep you around a lot longer.
But it's just at a certain age, a six pack will make you win no matter what.
Yeah, six pack.
That's why you always did it. That's why you always had your shirt off.
The six pack was W.
Nah, don't get me wrong.
It represented the work I put in for self.
Anyways, yeah.
I worked on myself.
I still look good. I just didn't have the six pack.
I still look good, and I had the six pack.
I mean, but anyways, it still don't matter. I'm just saying. That was the main thing. That was the main focal point back then. Now, as you got older, you start to realize, hey, because back in the day, it was like, yes, if you had big booty, it was like, hey, you possibly... I could holler at you.
I can see you winning. That's what she said.
I can see. I gotta see how bad your face is, but if it's a okay face, well, I ain't even gonna lie. Even if it's a night fighter face, something for me back in the day. Don't judge me sometimes, but I'm just saying. As I got older, I realized
you can't fight the night.
Oh, you gotta have a lot more than just that. You gotta have more than just a body going on.
That's why I like that Praise God song on Kanye West album on Donda. It's like, even if you're not ready for the day, it cannot always be night. Yeah. So you go out there running with them night fighters too long, it can't always be night. Yeah. She gonna have to come out, and if you intend to maintain that relationship, she gonna come out during the day. He gonna come out during the day. And unfortunately, he ain't Dracula. So he ain't gonna just cook and burn up and turn to dust.
You know, back in the day, I always have a female ask me, well, why you want to talk to me? Why you want to be with me? And I didn't just lie to him, but I was like, oh, because I think you're nice. I think you're pretty or something like that. But I technically did lie to him because I was like, if you didn't have that behind you or them titties or something, like, this
I
wouldn't
couldn't
be
do
happening.
it, bro. I just couldn't. You had to meet a threshold. Like, you had to be at a certain point.
In my early 20s, my threshold was, it wasn't.
Could some girl come up to you below a 5?
A 5?
But no, based on my rating system, it's really hard to have a body and be a 5.
Oh, okay.
But if I'm talking about, if we just going on the standard, because most times if you say she a 10, you talking about neck up. Like, let's be honest.
Well, when I say a 10, I'm talking about the whole thing. Now, your standard of 10 is because you want them to have that the wagon behind them just trucking a big old wagon, and it's like, hold up.
It's gotta be nice. It ain't really even gotta be like a big old wagon. It just gotta be a nice one. No, it's just gotta fit you.
Because I'm cool with petite. You ain't got.
I deal with petite. Is Carrie Hilson not petite?
Well, yes, Carrie Hilson is petite. Name 2 more that you can name.
Nia Long, is she not petite?
No, Nia Long got some.
Okay.
And curves. Except she ain't got no booty.
it's more. Well, now I can't even say her because Twana Doyle was a different. That's the girl from Baby Boy that Tyrese was gonna mess with. You know.
Oh, okay.
It's some out there. I just can't.
You can't
see.
name them.
I just named one though. I named
Carrie Hilson.
Carrie Hilson.
But you have a infatuation with Carrie Hilson.
Who doesn't?
I mean, that's true, but it's the fact of the matter. If Carrie Hilson didn't have that face, you would never talk to her.
Oh,
you would never talk to her.
What, the Love and Basketball girl.
Honestly, I wouldn't. She was cute, but
nah, she fine.
Nah. So now Lathan.
So now Lathan fine.
I was like, she cute. I would definitely holler at her, but she wasn't no. Oh, you could just be mad at me now. Alicia Keys, she cussed me out. And I'll be like, cool. Now Alicia Keys, she fell off, and you know why she fell off. Swiss Beats, makeup, everything else, but mainly Swiss Beats.
That's messed up.
I'm sorry. And most of the dudes will tell you, they had a crush on Alicia Keys back in the day. For the longest time, until she got with Swiss Beats. That's like, don't get me wrong, Beyonce is still beautiful. But when Alicia Keys got with Swiss Beats, that was like, bruh, like, out of all the people you could choose, and yes, she could have had her choice of any man.
Yeah.
You chose that dude, and that dude already had a wife.
Yeah, and that's really what messed it up.
And
it's not Swiss Beats in my world. It's you chose a man who, but I guess you won't, like, at that point, if everybody is fruit on the tree, Swiss Beats would have been the forbidden fruit because, I got to take him from his current relationship.
But out of all, you won't find 5 women that will say, man, out of all the dudes, rappers, or anything I could holler at, Swiss Beats would be one. You can't find them. He in their top 20. You won't find that out there.
I'm sure they out there. Some women really into beats, bro.
Please, if you into Swiss Beats, and I ain't talking about you into a man with money, but you can look at him and be like, yeah, him. I'll say I'm wrong. I'll say I'm wrong right here in front of everyone.
So that's the new challenge. Prove Jeremy wrong. If you would holler at Swiss Beats.
No, not you would holler at him. He's in your top 20. We even go your top 50.
He could make a top 50.
No.
I would be in there, though.
First of all, if he make the top 50, there's a lot of dudes that look, and I don't even judge dudes like that, but the corniness of him, the look of him.
You don't know.
Bruh, he looked corny.
We talking about, he was with the Rough Riders, bruh.
Didn't nobody really know him from the Rough Riders until he broke off.
And?
Irv Gotti was with the Rough Riders.
What? Never knew that.
Yes, Irv Gotti was with the Rough Riders. He started out with them. There's a lot of people with the Rough Riders. And I'm like, oh, yeah.
Well, it's kind of crazy because now when you think about Rough Riders, there's a condom brand called Rough Riders. You can look it up. It's really weird. At least based on that group of people and the demographic that the condom is, Hey,
it happens.
It happens like that. You know what? I'm going to just...
Yeah.
So, when should you seek counsel from others? And, I mean, because let's level it off. Sometimes you can maybe just a situation where you can just talk to your homeboy or talk to your whomever. But then there's other times where you might want to seek like a higher level of counseling. When do you decide what situations in your relationship should overall, no matter what takes place, remain private, and which ones are there room for like, hey, I just need a second opinion on this? Or is there like a point where you just say I need
Well, I look at it like this. You start seeking counseling when you can't let it go. Like, there's certain things I feel, it ain't gonna bother me. It's whatever. Oh, you mad today? I apologize. You know, sometimes you just gotta apologize to make a happy home. But when you know for a fact, nah, this one ain't gonna get let go. This one, we gonna talk about this. And that person don't want to talk about it, or vice versa, or y'all just refuse to budge, yes, seek counseling. Because if you don't, that's going to drive a huge wedge. And all you need is a wedge for somebody to come in with a pry bar. And go mess that on up.
You on out. My thing is, I mean.
Really?
No. Sleepy? You know, I work overnight.
He on the podcast just yawning.
Hey, look. I'm a working man. That's how me going to work keeps my lifestyle. Me going to work is the reason you can see us on this camera today. So if I'm a little tired, just give me a break. See, we need counseling. We got to be able to talk about this. Because some of y'all might not want to talk about it. Let me get back to the topic. I look at it like it's certain stuff to where basically I can talk to, like, I'll call you if I got an issue with Lynn, and I'm like, one, I need to know two things. Am I wrong? Like, because I want to know that off the bat. Like, am I wrong? And if I am wrong, this is the second thing. Paint the picture in a way that I understand it. So, like, if you say, yeah, bro, you tripping, don't just say I'm tripping. Say, you tripping, and here's why. And you do that. So I get it. So,
I mean, because that's what you have to do sometimes. Because if all you're saying is you're right or you're wrong, and you ain't telling that person why, it's basically, it sounds biased. Right. It's like, oh, well, since you're my friend, you're always right, she's always wrong. And that's not what you need when you got to talk about a relationship, a marriage, or anything like that. Even a friendship. Like, there's sometimes with a friend, I'm like, man, I'm trying to figure out, should I leave this person alone and not even talk to them no more? Or, you know,
what's up?
Was I tripping?
With that being said, I also think at a certain point, you know, I'm gonna be like, Jeremy, he, not saying that you can't help me with that situation.
I shouldn't, though.
It's like, at a certain point, either I need to seek a higher level of, like, but you also got a degree for counseling.
Well,
so it's a little different.
Because, yes, I do got my bachelor's in psychology, but I would tell people when it comes to a certain degree, if it's a certain thing, like, oh, if you want to talk about marriage, that's cool because I'm a married man.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, I can actually take myself and my biases out of the picture to help someone else. But, like, if it starts going into certain things that is like are touchy-feely things, like, for example, a lot of people, especially black people, sexuality and sex, like, within a marriage, no, you need to talk to counseling about that because of the fact of the matter, it's a touchy subject.
Yeah.
So if somebody says something, and it could have been, you told me something like a year and a half ago, and that just triggers in your mind. Next thing you know, you're going to be like, he used that to try to correlate this. That's why you need somebody outside the whole realm of things.
To be the referee. Like, no, wait. He might have said it, but he really meant it when he said it. It's not him taking a shot. It's not him taking a jab. It's just, you know, that's a conversation.
That's like, for example, like for some people, like my mom, when I talk to her about certain things, I know she's going to give me the honest truth. Right. She don't care. She was like, and she's always been the type of person that's like, hey, right is right, wrong is wrong. I don't care. But now, if I need to talk to her about certain things, she's going to have a bias because she's going to talk about old school women versus new school women.
Right.
And then it's going to be like, oh, well, back in my day, we wouldn't have did this. We wouldn't have did that.
Like, majority of the time when you talk to, you know, the older generation about the women of the day, they pretty much just hit you with the, you new age women don't deserve these men.
Yeah.
That's what they like.
For the most part.
That's how it be.
Because back in the day, you know, old school women, like, truth be told, when they said you find a happy wife, happy life, that was a fact.
That's fact.
Because the woman was putting in so much work back in the day. There was a lot of women that would actually work, come home, cook, clean, take care of the kids, do all that kind of stuff. And I'm
like, just think about this. Majority of your grandparents knew how to sew.
Yeah.
Like, just take that into account. It's your granddaddy most likely wore a shirt that your grandmama picked the fabric for, picked the pattern for, cut it out, sewed it together, tested it, and it could go to the washer and come out and it's still intact.
Yeah. Now, even look at it like this. We ain't even gotta go that deep, even though that one's deep. I don't know no women that sew nowadays.
I do, but they typically older.
Well, yeah, older women sew, and I learned how to sew from my big mama and my mama. But I don't know any woman that's 30 or under. No, we even say 35 or under that actually knows how to sew.
That's how to put it together.
It's like, it ain't too many out there, and that's not a knock at them.
But if you talk, Justin, Jay,
yeah,
he know how to sew.
Yeah,
I'm like, it's more. I feel like it's more of my male friends that are, 35 under that know how to sew, that are men than as opposed to the opposite side. Not saying that they pull out their skill set on a daily basis and just get them going, but I'm saying,
yeah, like actually telling somebody to thread a needle. Now, don't get me wrong. If we talking about weave needle,
we outshine.
Yeah, but if we talking about actually threading the
look, that's gonna switch up too with these new these units. They call them units now, where you balled up here,
bruh. If I get to a point where I'm just bald all the way in the front, it's all going off. I'm not gonna be that dude.
No, bro, you don't have to go bald.
I don't need a man weave.
It's not a man weave. It's
now,
a unit,
all of a sudden,
bro.
my head itching. I gotta figure out a way to scratch
just
without.
Pull it up, scratch, and then put it back down. It's glue.
I'm not doing it. I refuse. I will be bald. I'ma shine my head up and everything. I gotta lose some weight because I got a fat head, but I'm just saying I gotta do something. I cannot wear no weave, no. I don't want nobody drawing my edge up. If my edge up just gone, it's gone. I'm not gonna be that dude that oh, your hairline right here, but somebody spray to give you an edge up.
I'm in a different place because I've done the whole like ball. I done shaved my head off and I still look good, so I don't have an issue. Whereas other people, it would be far more difficult. You gotta I just feel like you can. I just feel like if women out here and they can go from, a ball fade to Pocahontas in 24 hours, and we accepting of it. I just feel like let that man be.
It's not gonna happen.
We
know
can't
there's
judge
gonna
that
be a
man.
double standard. You know for a fact. There, what was that? Big Job. Shout out to him. He had this one where he was like, "Oh well, it's my hair. I bought it,"
but
and
it's
he
true.
was just whipping his hair and stuff like that. She was like, "Take that off."
Why?
And he was like,
I
no,
did it
it's
for you.
Mine. I did this for you because, like,
I just wanted to switch it up.
and then he over here doing this with his hair. I'm like, man, don't get me wrong. I understand we try to be fair about everything. There are things that guys can do that women can't, and there are things that women can do that guys can't.
I want you to understand. It was things that is our fathers had Greg Hunter and Mr. Hicks been sitting at the same table when they was our age. There's a lot of stuff that we do that they be like, there's certain things that men do and there's certain things that women do.
Yes.
Now, I guarantee you, when our sons sit at a table and they have these conversations, they going to be like, see, our fathers back in the day, they used to treat women a certain way. And they going to be sitting up there with their man units on. And we ain't going to have that. I'm going to be sitting in that ball.
All I'm saying is, I'm just going to take it off. Son, bro, if you need that, go and make it happen.
But I just be like, I just know times change. And everybody, like, over time you adapt. the rules get a little more blurred and grayed out, you know. So, granted, I myself, I can't see myself putting on a man unit because I'm like, I'd rather just go. But I don't want to have. First of all, I don't have the patience. I just don't. Especially if I got an easy out, I just shave. You can shave in the shower. I'm out.
Like, look at it like this. Women put on makeup, all these other things, the eyeliner, the lip gloss, all the stuff, every foundation and everything. And I'm like, I would never sit in no bathroom no hour to do this.
Put this together.
It's like, no.
And you know, when women doing that, I just feel like us men, we gotta take our time to really appreciate when women, because sometimes we just take that for granted, bro. In reality, because, and don't get me wrong, now sometimes she's just doing that for work. Don't think that.
Oh, if you ain't doing it for me,
you ain't doing it for me. You do that for your boss. That's why that one lady that was on the group. Shout out to a group for the people, which is us. Either way, the lady said, you come home but you fake it with your boss all day. You know, you don't ever cuss him out, but you come home, you cussing at me. You go to your job. Yeah, you go to your job and you fake to have flawless skin with your boss. Fake it with me then. I can't say it about my wife because my wife don't wear makeup, but you know, I just be like, and my wife really can't say that to me because I done cussed a few bosses out. I got witnesses, but I live a little different. It's weird.
Nah, I have a cussed the boss.
Man, I done cussed, bro. I done set up and cracked jokes on the boss.
Man, and one of my last, more recent jobs, I almost got into a fight with my boss because I'm like, I don't do disrespect. And if you feel you bad enough to disrespect me, I'm like, you know what? I don't need this job, but you ain't gonna have this job neither.
Respect. So mine was, I was working at Home Depot. I was also going to school full time, and I was trying to get out on time. It wasn't like I was trying to get out early. I was just trying to get out on time because if I don't get out on time, I'm in traffic. I'm late for my first class. Dude was giving me a hard time about it. So then he started, but I asked the dude a simple question. But this is when it was still, a level of respect between the two. And like I said, if I see him today, I ain't really got no issue with him. I guess he a good dude. I ain't really get close to him. But still, if I saw him today, we was having a conversation or whatever, and he was telling me, I remember him having distinct conversations telling me that, hey, I got a daughter in college, and he working, and he paying her way through. And I'm like, he was telling me, nah, you need to stay. Mind you, my station is done. And the only reason I'm still here is because I'm assisting somebody else trying to get them out. Granted, all work is everybody's work, but in reality, my work is done. What you requested of me, I've done. I'm helping him out, and you want me to stay to help him, but you also, that's to my detriment. I was like, I asked the man a question. I said, hey, if that's your daughter, would you tell her the same thing you telling me? Would you tell her skip class so you can sit up here and do stuff that you know you're not going to do 2 years from now, 3 years from now? He got silent, and then he went back to, you need to do that. Then he fired me. This is when we learned he didn't have the power to fire, because I showed up to work that night. He was like, what you doing here? I'm like, I'm coming to work. I'm coming to clock in. He said, I fired you. And then I was like, okay, cool. Came back. I forgot who the store manager was. It was a white lady though. I went up there. I told her, "Hey, Patrick fired me last night. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to have a talk to you about it. Whatever." She's like, "Patrick can't fire nobody." Oh man, I dropped this dude's name. Shout out Patrick. It's like,
my bad.
I was trying to keep you under wraps. Like I said, I ain't got no bad blood with you, man. I know you probably got some bad blood with me, but hey. It is what it is. You brought that on yourself.
That was a little while ago.
Yeah, you gotta get over.
You still hurt about it.
You still hurt, It is what it is. But still, go up there and talk to the little lady. She like, Patrick can't fire nobody. And then she's like, come to work tonight. We gonna retro pay. We gonna back pay you for last night. And that's that. So I came in the door different. I came in the door different. Cause I walked in, you know,
Like,
I'm
what's
working.
good,
I'm
Patrick?
working with Gutter. I'm working with Quay. I'm working with Brandon. I'm working with Justin. I think he got fired by that point. Well, quit, fired one of them. It don't matter. He wasn't there. I'm walking in, and then they looking at me like, you fired him twice. You fired Brian twice, and
Allow
he
me
here.
to reintroduce myself.
My name is Hunter, babe. I'm here. I went there like, what's up, Patrick? I literally got, because we had walkie-talkies to communicate that night. He was talking crazy to me for a little bit, and I'm like, I know you ain't got no power. Technically, you talking crazy to me right now is retaliation.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I could really take this up to the lady, and it could be another level, but I ain't that guy. You got a daughter in college. So I just proceeded to roast him all night, like on the loudspeaker. I'm like,
What's
you
good,
da
man?
da da, you da
Man,
da
you thought
da.
he had me out here.
Yeah, you thought I was
back.
gone. I'm back though, and I was like, you know, you sitting up there, he gonna die here. This is the freight mummy, and it was like Brian doing that. But at that point, I was just like, if you would just let me come to work and do my thing, and from that day on, I left on time.
Mm.
But if you just let me come in and do my job, bro, I ain't got no issues with you. I did what you requested of me and went on by my day. I wouldn't have had to expose that, hey, he can't,
got that juice.
he ain't that guy, bro. He just a guy at work.
Mm-hmm.
He
You thought
really
you
just
had
walked
that juice.
in.
Man, you just a shift
You
supervisor.
just a supervisor, bro. You just here because they don't want to be. That's all you hear, bro.
It's called.
But that's the truth. But that's why I'd be like, nah, I don't go to work in fact. If I'm showing respect at work, because I'm a respectful dude, 100%.
Yeah.
But if you cross me, then no. I'm best is off. I'm not disrespectful with it unless you keep taking me to that point. Because at a certain point, I don't want to take food out your mouth or your daughter or your son's mouth or nobody that you provide for. But also, there's certain levels of disrespect that I'm not going to take. You're not going to go there. So,
but going back to because we kind of got left on that one.
My bad.
But going back to what I was saying is the fact of the matter that being in a relationship and things like that, you have to be able to talk. If you can't talk about it, we need to seek counseling somewhere else.
We need to talk about it with
because
someone.
Like,
don't have no
it's
strength.
like 30% of marriages, people only getting married now. It's like if you look up the statistics, it's around like 30-some percent.
70% of women will have children before marriage in the black community.
Yeah.
It's lower in the other, you know.
Yes, but it's just the fact that I'm like, you know, so many people say they want marriage or they want things, but they don't want to take that time to either communicate, and if you cannot, because there's going to be some things that, we need a third party.
You need
this ain't going to work.
Right.
And you got to find that person or someone that's not going to be biased.
Right.
And then sometimes you have to seek professional counseling.
Mm-hmm.
Because some like if Big Mama over here, she wasn't happy in her marriage, and he just died off, and she wasn't happy the whole time. Maybe that's not the best person.
I would not talk to her about my relationship because that wasn't a happy moment in her life.
Yes.
She probably gonna tell you otherwise. Like, oh, he tripping. Girl, just leave now. It ain't gonna work. And that's that's the advice she gonna be giving from day to day.
And that's one of the big things that happens now is people that either weren't truly successful in their marriage. Mm-hmm. They'll tell you all the things.
They got
all
what
they should have, would have did, what they could did. Like, hold up, Big Mama, you were Grandpa till he died. Yeah, but I wouldn't tell nobody else to do that. Like, and I know a lot of modern day women. A lot of modern day women will say they don't like the way older women did it because they sat there and suffered. All of them weren't suffering. I'm just saying.
No.
But some did.
I'll look at it like this. It was it's a lot of people who were slaves who would tell people of our generation, if you weren't there, don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Because in essence, don't get me wrong, and you ain't gonna ever have me sit back and tell you that slavery was right in any capacity. I'm talking about from the time it touched the soil in America, dating all the way back to when it was okay in Africa, to where it was before that. Any point where you had a human being captive, I am not okay with. The people in those situations, though, had a different account of what took place.
Yeah,
they were like it was some slaves were like. This was like a family unit. That was just who he was, and this is what he did, and all that. Yeah. So, to a lesser degree, and moving forward and progressing past slavery, thank God. Talking about your household, if you got somebody, you coming from your people who've been in captivity, and all the food and stuff and clothing and all that is provided to you, so much as you work for it, right? You got a husband now who he took on that role. Because a lot of relationships and stuff like that was based on how slavery was operating. He goes, he gets the money, all because the kids, you go and you till the fields. He teach you how to run the plow. He teach you how to, sow the seeds. You do all that, and then he go and he take all the work that you did and put that into, hey, that was my farm. You did the work on. Sure, you can have a new cap gun or a new whatever because you worked for it, but in essence, it's my money because it's my land.
Yeah.
So when you got to your relationship, dealing with your wife, hey, when the kids with me, they learning their ABCs. When the kids with him, they learning how to do work because manual labor at the time was how they provided and did everything.
Yeah.
So it's just a different concept of it.
Yeah.
So moving on, what is something a woman can do that would be considered romantic by a guy? Like they could be romantic for a man.
Well, basically the whole thing about romantic is showing compassion, showing interest and thought in what you do.
Right.
Like it don't have to be no huge, we did all this elaborate, beautiful stuff. But for example, like your woman knowing that, hey, it's been a long day. Because, for example, like with my wife, what I did for her, it's been a couple of years back, but what I did for her, I made sure the entire house was clean. I ran the bath water, lit some candles around there, and different things like that because I'm like, okay, she's coming home from a long day of work and all that kind of stuff. Let me do something to make it easier, make it sweet. I cook for her and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, I actually thought about it. And I'm like, man, I really need to get back to doing that because it's like, it's a sweet gesture. It ain't going to cost you money, things like that.
My question is, what can she do for you, though?
Man, I'm going to tell you me. For me, man, it ain't even gotta be sexual. Now, my thing is, and I know this sounds like very okay, because I love when my wife scratched my head and my back. Like,
the back is a special place.
Man, like without me asking, just go on, work that out. And I ain't talking no 2-minute scratch. I'm like, go and give me that good one. Like, man, it does something to me. I'm like, man, I feel all nice and snuggly.
Would you consider that romantic, though?
Yes, to me. Romance romance for men is not the same romance for women. Women want flowers. I ain't never been like, baby, I want some flowers. Which was cute. My wife did give me some flowers, but I was like, what am I supposed to do with this? And she was like, I never gave a dude flowers and stuff like that. And I was like,
I'd be like, and that's probably why. And that's why I needed. I'm happy you brought this topic into play, because I'm like, the little love language book was beneficial, but it's incomplete.
Yes,
because they telling you, you got to do this, and this. Because if you got a guy whose love language is gifts, flowers would be considered a gift. Yeah. Issue is, it's a gift he wouldn't want. So it's not a love language. It's like you don't pay attention to me enough to know that I'm not somebody for to take. I'm not somebody who want flowers. That ain't what I want.
And that's the thing. I'm like, flowers?
Flowers?
Like, because to me, I'm like, man, they flowers, they wither and die. I was like, I don't need this.
Those.
This ain't gonna help me with nothing.
Not,
it ain't gonna make me feel
but at
all
the same time,
sweet and nice.
But at the same time, you have the women who will bring you a bunch of tools. Don't get me wrong. Some people love tools. You go get my dad a tool set. He
same with mine. My dad love tools, and I'm like,
and I'm not gonna say it's just the tools of my trade. You go get me, you know, the new iPad without a pencil. Yeah, I'm happy.
Yeah, I understand that. It's like, oh, bet. She got me what I wanted.
She got what I want. But I just feel like in order to be romantic, and that's on both sides, and even though a lot of women's have been, you know, reduced and watered down because of television and clever advertising, you know, you can't just buy a wedding ring. You got to buy a diamond ring for a wedding ring. In reality,
all the diamonds.
Diamonds are a girl's best friend. You know what I'm saying? It's just how it works. But we have a lot of methods to get to what women want. You know what I'm saying?
Because everybody is
focused on women.
Yes. That is one of the main things. Everybody focus on what the woman wants. And don't get me wrong. I do believe you should focus on what your woman wants as a man, or if you into women. But you should also focus on what your men want, because it was a thing on Facebook. It was on Instagram. And I posted it to you, show you, because this girl was talking about. It's funny how we say happy wife, happy life. What about both of us being happy? You getting everything you want, but I ain't really getting that. But it's happy wife, happy life. And the whole thing she was talking about was whatever happened to your protecting your man. Like, it's not just your man protecting you as a woman or your children. You are supposed to be protecting your man. You're not going to physically protect him from what's out there, but protecting his heart, protecting him mentally, something like that. Because that's what we,
my thing
as a man, we miss.
Because, you know, the term happy wife, happy life, it's based on a separation of work life and home life. At a certain point, women were 100% of the home life. Like, you did everything at home. So if a man wanted a happy home life, he made sure his wife was happy, because that's her domain. That's where she ran things. That's where she owned everything, really. Now, when he went to work, if he'd have, you know, you had some people who worked in the factories and the coal mines and all that. Some people really liked their job, and some people really hated their job. So, you know, depending on your status at work, you can have a horrible work life or an amazing work life. It's on you. But when it came to home, women ran it. Now, this day and age, where it's really, unfortunately and fortunately, it's a two-income society. So your woman is most likely at work just as much as you, unless you living below your means. And, you know, y'all, you know, instead of buying the apartment that costs you 2 G's, you just living in the you know, $600 joint, and, you know, it's only one car, and all that, you know what I'm saying? Because you can do that, and some people make that a happy situation.
I can't live in a roach infested apartment.
Hey, man,
I refuse. I refuse.
I'm just saying.
I refuse.
Some people do, and they happy that they do. Fortunately, you want better, and that's great for you.
But you should always want better.
Not always.
No.
No, you can't say you should always want better, because my better and your better are two different betters.
But we want better for ourselves. We want better for our family. No, I don't want a one-car household. My wife works the early morning shift. How are we going to get back and forth?
But if your wife didn't work because you had the capability to, you know, provide at least the shelter and clothes and stuff for your kids, and she didn't have to work,
but
can you 100% say, if you could tell your wife to retire right now, and like if you had the financial capabilities to retire your wife today, she wouldn't be ecstatic and be like, yeah, I'll take that?
My wife ain't gonna retire. My wife is not going to retire. She is going to work and work until I force her to. Nah, you gotta find something else. You gonna do something else. You ain't gonna do that, because she always wants to work. And I'm like, that's fine, that's cool. But if I had the financial stability to actually retire my wife and all that kind of stuff, hey, baby, start that business up and do everything you need to do, which she does now, but she works. So I would look forward to, okay, well, all she's working is at her businesses that she loves, and she ain't got to deal with that no more.
Right.
And I hope very soon to do that. I really do. Like, work on your businesses, and I'll take care of this. The money that you get from your businesses, okay, you may have to pay these groceries and things like that, or whatever. But I'm not going to be like, oh, yeah, quit your job, and we over here struggling.
But I'm saying, that's your better. Some men out there like, no, if we living off what I can provide and you happy and my children are learning this and doing that,
How
then
you know that she's happy or they're happy?
because they came to the conclusion. I'm saying if they are happy and that's something that they want to do, that's chasing better. That's my whole point is to say your better and another person's better aren't always the same. Because some people, like I said, my better is you being at home teaching kids what I want them to learn or whatever. You doing when I come home cooked meal, when I, these things. Like it's activities that she do and she's a homebody. Or vice versa, because I'm pushing for the house husband roles and stuff like that too. Hey, if you a house husband, congratulations.
For you.
I ain't gonna do it. I can't. I don't have the patience. I'm letting you know now.
I respect.
I'll go to work.
I respect mothers that are truly a stay-at-home mom and do certain things. Mm-hmm. I have a couple of friends that are literally stay-at-home moms, and I'm like, yeah, I ain't gonna do that because my son and daughter get on my nerves, and I'm like, I need some time away.
But if he go to work every day, or she go to work every day, you can't tell me you need a break, cause you just need to sit back there. That's your job.
Mm-hmm.
That's your job. So, going back to being romantic for men, my thing is one, it's a conversation that we have to have because it's a lot of people. It's men anyway, who don't really sit back and they not really like. Some men are just so macho to where you can't do nothing romantic. To put yourself in a space to be romanticized as a man is, emasculating.
Yeah.
So it's like
they always say that closed mouth don't get fed, but if your spouse never know what you want, then it's kind of hard to feed you.
True, but I'm saying it's some men out there. It's just some men, based on the culture in which we live in America, the manly man, the macho hyper masculine situation. Mm-hmm. You can't really be because ain't no, like you said, you ain't looking for no roses, and ain't nobody advertising exactly what men want except for DeWalt apparently in Milwaukee, Because that's what they telling you, Father's Day. Oh, get him a drill set. Or you know what he needs? He needs new tires. Firestone. Is that really romantic to me?
For the most part, what's been geared out there is being romantic to a guy is basically the guy doing something for somebody else.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, the drill set. So he can work on stuff.
So he can build more stuff for you. Your cabinets need to be redone. You know what? If you're a romantic girl, buy him a drill set. What?
He could get those things done.
Don't get me wrong. It's certain stuff because I would get into woodworking. I definitely would. If I had the adequate space and time to do it, without question, I'll get out here and build some cabinets and dressers and all those things. But the question would be, am I building this cabinet and dresser because I genuinely want to build this cabinet and dresser? Because she would be like, you end up working in that, because my status as a man will ultimately pervert any romantic gesture that you can do for me. So, sure, you bought me a tool set And it's all great long as I'm working on all the stuff I like. I work on. You know what I'm saying? But the second you come in here and be like, oh, well, you got the drill. Say, hey, could you build me this? Now it's a task. You gave me a job.
Like, I just thought about this, but for the ladies that don't understand what we talking about, that's like if I buy you some pots and pans for your birthday, you gonna be pissed. Like, what the?
Not every woman, because Ronnie would actually be happy about it.
Okay, but
which is weird.
Your wife, she cooks. She's a chef level kind of cook.
Yeah.
So it's like, cool. For me, I'm cool with pots and pans. Don't give me them cheap ones or I'm gonna be in my feelings.
I'm gonna be like, do you think this is what I am?
Like, but for the most part, because I love to cook, so I'm like, okay, pots and pans, cool, and stuff like that, because that's what I love to do. Now, like, for the average woman, you get her some pots and pans, she gonna be pissed because she
like if she know the takeout menu to her favorite restaurants, she really don't want them pots and pans, bro.
Nope.
Like if she order mean takeout, she don't want a mean knife set. She don't want it.
Now, I know some women are gonna say, so what do men want? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna name off a couple of things that you could get your man or do for your man, and I'm gonna name off the one that every man, whether you wrap it up with a bow, whether you put whatever you do to it, whether you shave it, you clean it, whatever, he still loves it, and you know what that is. It's the same thing, and what I mean for him, it's not for both of us, it's for him. That means that I'm first, and then we all working to get what we want. Don't hit me with the, oh, I gotta do these things for you first, and then come back.
Yeah,
like
cool. don't pull up in the lingerie and then hit me with a, can I get a massage first?
Mm-hmm. Like, hold on, whoa.
It's my birthday.
Oh my.
It's mine.
My present is giving you.
My present is having carpal tunnel in my wrist. In order to get, like, I don't feel like paying you today. I thought it was free.
It was supposed to be my day.
It was supposed to be my day.
Now my day.
I'm supposed to walk in here and you and that, and you like, well, let me give you a massage.
Mm-hmm. Let me go and do something
extreme
special for you.
Pampering for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, when it's your birthday, I will return. We can request that. I got you. You know what I'm saying?
That would be, I would say, the number one, because every dude, for the most part, you love it, but it's like, man, my job ain't on my day to do for you. Your job is to do for me on my day.
Yeah, so you love.
So something like that.
What's
something you would say?
Mine really just comes down. You gotta pay attention, because in my world, because I can only really speak for me. Like I said, you know, I draw all the time. Something as simple as a $5 sketchbook over here at Hobby Lobby.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or you can give me a pencil or you know, with my name engraved in it.
To my actual interest.
I need to know, like, if you want to be romantic with me, you have to be thoughtful first. Don't go buy me something that the television tells you to buy, because I'm not the typical guy. I'm not really into the football, the sports, and all that. It's not my bag. I'll play them.
Yeah.
But I'm not that guy.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta just, all you really gotta do if you want to be romantic with me is pay attention. If you feel like, hey, I want to do something romantic with Brian, shoot, it's this Mevo camera set. It's 3 cameras. You know what I'm saying? They give me multi-shots. Hey, you can buy that.
I respect it.
That's what I'm saying. But that's for me. My thing is, and I don't want to hit it that way because it really voids out other stuff that you can get men. Because the primary thing you got to do is pay attention.
I would just say, yes, pay attention to what he wants.
Right.
And I agree with that. Another one that I would actually say, and I know a lot of people gonna say, "Oh, that's messed up." Take them kids. Take them kids.
You know what?
Like,
take them kids. Put that one over. Pay attention. That's what I wanted to say. We gonna take them.
Man, like, and I ain't talking about take them for like 30 minutes or
no. All day. And
the whole day, and not when I'm at work. Like when I get off of work, that's when we gone.
I want you to rap this one verbally. Like, you know, you verbally rap that gift. Be like, hey babe, I see you just got in. You know what I'm gonna do for you today? I'm gonna just take the kids. We gonna go out today. You got a free day. Baby,
oh, Lord.
What?
What do she want from me? She could have it all.
I'm gonna hug my daughter real tight. I'm gonna hug you, kiss you, slap you on the backside, go right to my bed. I'm 8 hours. Solid.
Man, shoot.
Bro, I'm telling you.
Man, that may be number one.
Majority of the time, if I'm late for work, it's because no one's here. Right, and I'll set my alarm, but if no one's here, the peace level's so high I can't hear the phone. Like it's sad, it's so true.
Oh Lord.
I be like, dang.
But even taking them kids.
Take them kids. That's number one. Take them kids.
Man,
that's you.
And the reason that I say this is like, as a man, and I don't know about for every man, but
something different.
For a lot of men, it's like if you doing your job correctly and stuff like that, sometimes you're like, man, I just want some time to myself.
Sometimes you get to the point where you just want to do hood rat stuff with your friends.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I just want to smoke with cigarettes.
Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, well, I just don't want.
I just don't want.
And you know what's bad? It comes to that point that a lot of women be like, oh, well, you don't want to be here with me and the kids? No. I don't. I just want time to myself.
I just want to be in a room with the remote. I'm definitely with that one. That's number one.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of another good one.
Well, you know, I'm definitely going with, like, if you know, my muscles a little tougher than yours, so unless you don't really want that carpal tunnel, you could go take me a spa day. I ain't gonna. Okay. I'm not. Yeah. Cool. Send me up here. Let this other, you know, more muscular woman, and rub away my pains, because I got a lot of them. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna lie. I want a girl named Big Bertha just to work me on
elbow that back.
It's like,
handle it.
I don't know. Some dudes be acting weird with massages though. I'm like, man, and like, oh, massages excite me. Okay, well, when I get
I'm excited. I pay for that.
When I get out of this massage, hey baby, make sure you're ready when I get out. And we call it a day.
You've done that for me today. Thank you.
This is for me. But a great massage, if you know how to do a massage, whether you do it or somebody else do it, it's all the same. I ain't tripping.
I just didn't want you to have them issues, them hand issues later on in life.
Yeah.
Because you massaging me, it's a lot of knots. It's not just a few. You know, it's a lot of them.
And I'll say my last one would be, and I know a lot of dudes are going to be like, man, but trust me, when you try it, you're going to be like, yeah, I'm about that life. A pedicure.
You know,
a full pedicure.
And you want the woman to treat you like the pretty one.
Yeah, you don't want the ugly girl pedicure. Like, oh well, oh look, such and such. It's like,
if she don't put roses on your feet and calves before you leave, she don't like you.
You know, like, because I know some dudes gonna be like, man, I don't want nobody touching my feet. I don't even need to get my feet done. Trust me.
I need to go I need to get the manicure next.
I don't know if I would. I ain't got no nails to do a manicure, but actual pedicure, truth be told, be feeling so great. And I'm like, just the actual person just getting on it and going to work it out.
Yeah, help me.
I'm like, I'm telling my wife, every time I go get a pedicure, man, I'm cheating on you. I'm just like,
don't be like the guy from the beginning of the show.
No, I ain't talking about. My wife is cool with this one. I'm like, she cool with it. So I'm like, okay, it's okay. Because I'm like, man, when they get on in there, because most women, I don't know if it's most women, but most black women don't want to touch a dude's feet.
And understand.
And I'm like, don't get me wrong, I don't want you to touch my feet.
I don't want you touching me. I see my feet too.
Yeah, but somebody need to touch these dogs.
Look, now pay her.
Mm-hmm.
Pay this woman over
now,
here.
I pay this $65, $75.
Rub my feet,
I
man.
promise.
I'm stressed.
It's going to change your life.
I'm stressed. De-stress these toes.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Man, shoot, especially when they get them hot stones too.
Start rubbing.
Like, oh Lord, yes.
You know.
Man, mess around. I go get a pedicure tomorrow.
Yeah, that sounds like a good time. We should do that. We should link up. Pedicures. You know.
Don't
when
judge
you
me.
got work though. I'm
Yeah.
off work.
Well, after work.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We can link up on that.
After work. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
But yeah.
So, I mean, it's 7:25 now.
Okay.
Want to save this for next time?
Yeah, we can go and save that.
We gonna wrap now. Go ahead.
Well, as always, like to shout out my beautiful wife. Love you, baby. She just got back from a well-deserved vacation. I'm happy she's home and happy she's safe. Check
Get
out
them
her.
kids.
In my mind, I was already thinking that. Go and take them. Go and take that. Now, she has her businesses on Facebook, Instagram. She has Yanni Like Mine and Traces Like Mine. She also has Wasted Desires that she does with my sister-in-law. Y'all can check her out on Facebook, Instagram. They're still working on their website. Also, like and subscribe to the podcast. We appreciate all your help, all the talk, all the feedback. Mm-hmm. Like, subscribe. We're on everything. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on Spotify. We're basically everywhere. If you don't see us, it's because you didn't want us.
Understood. Shout out Tyler Bailey. Luxury clothes, luxury items made by a luxury guy. Shout out to D-Mac, the barber. He's out here in Dallas. If you want to find him, it's D-Mac on Instagram. And, I mean, once my cousin Mike, once he get it going, I'll let you know. I don't really have a lot of updates on that. Outside of that, just, hey, watching on Facebook is great. Like and subscribe. But if you find your way to this magical land of YouTube, I ultimately want to get us a YouTube plaque. The little plaque with the little play button. I'm trying to get us one of those one day. And that probably means me figuring out how to accurately get, screen capture stuff.
Yeah,
we're going to work on that. I know now the bar, and I'm going to aspire to reach it. With that being said, if you find yourself over there on YouTube, hey, go ahead, like, subscribe, share, because ultimately I want to shout something for the people out. And we also got a group for the people. I haven't been as active as I should be on that, but I'm going to get back on it. He's been extremely active because that's what he does. And, yeah, that's pretty much, that's what I want to say.
Well,
yeah, this has been another episode. Something for
easy.
people. Hold it down.